So I'm more than 40 hours into one of the most ambitious modeling projects I've ever done. It's the biggest kit Forge World produces, and it's huge. The Tau Manta. I've been cutting, sanding, gluing, drilling, despairing, and sighing with relief, as for the last couple of months, my evenings have been largely taken up by this massive project. To compound it all, I didn't want to just leave it all to just assembling and painting it. I wanted to go the extra mile. I really wanted this once-in-a-lifetime project to really carry my army in style. I've decided to kit this thing out with LEDs, both inside and out. Welcome to the next episode of what I'm calling the Manta Saga. My name is Nicholas and welcome to Play on Tabletop. We're mostly known for our battle reports, but we do like to do the occasional hobby stuff, and we'd love to do more. We're trying to document the building, painting, customizing of this project. Last year, we promised if we got to 1,000 patrons, we were, as a celebration, as a reward, we were going to order the Tau Manta, build it for the channel, and also find a way to put all of our patron names on this thing. I took all 1,300 as of the time of that recording, I put them into a word processor, I converted their names to Tau language and Tau script, and then got water transferable decals, and we're gonna put it onto the underside of these wings. There's a couple that are in the crew compartment as well, some special few that have been with us since the beginning. And yes, I did say the word decal. And one thing I found really surprising about the last video we put out about this is how many people responded and commented on how I said decal. Decal, 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 decal. Like, that's how I kind of grew up saying it, and everyone I know says decal. So I think it's more just like different parts of the world say things differently. But what do I know? I came from Saskatchewan, I grew up there, and for instance, we call this a bunny hug there. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. LEDs, or should I say LEDs. I've experimented with LEDs before, and I have a couple models that have LEDs in them, and they're a lot of fun to do, but I've never gone this big before. I have over 100 LEDs in this Manta, between the inside, the outside, and most specifically in the engines. These are custom. These engines have circuitry to make them pulse and glow, and it looks really cool. I actually got one of our patrons to help me design it. All right, so we've got the LEDs in, and we are starting to do some soldering. Actually, sorry. Darren is starting to do some soldering because this is a skill set I don't have yet, and he's hopefully gonna teach me a little bit because this is pretty cool. We've got most of the wires in, and you actually have some background in robotics?
Yes, robotics. So I have a diploma in robotics, a degree in engineering and electronics.
Okay, that's really cool. And so he offered to help me with some of the lights, specifically the back of the engines. We're gonna be putting some lights in that they kind of like move and pulse, which is really, really cool. Yeah. Thanks for your help. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, you do it. I'm gonna watch. This part has actually been the most fun part of it. The assembling, to be honest, was a bit of a headache and a lot of frustration, but the customization of it, I've loved it. It's been so much fun to see it come to fruition. And every time I got to a different stage and showing it off and looking at it, and one thing I've really appreciated about this is how hands-on I've been able to be with this. My day job is usually on a computer. Most of my day job and most of the work I do for Play On is video editing or writing on a computer. With the amount of work I do on a computer, a sit-stand desk has really been invaluable for keeping me energized and working hard. We got sent the FlexiSpot Comhar all-in-one standing desk, and it fits perfectly in Play On's little office. It has 4 programmable height presets and a cool anti-collision function. It also comes equipped with USB charging slots and a fantastic embedded drawer. It's been great for keeping me sane and energized on these long editing days. Make sure to check the link in the description below. So as I said earlier, the very first step when doing any kind of LED project like this is planning. You've got to go and figure out where you want everything. I actually went with a Sharpie before I painted anything, before I assembled anything, marked where I wanted all the LEDs to go, and started planning out where the pathways for all the wires are gonna go. Because I have to power these lights, right? And I want to power them in a way that you can't see them. So I've actually made channels for all the lights in here, under here, in here, in the inside, that all the wires go through the resin and end up in the troop transport. And I've revealed it right now, but there's a cover that goes over top of this, so you can't see the wires eventually. And I've got 2 9-volt batteries and the circuitry It all wires into here and it tries to come into these holes that I've drilled here under these bits here. So it all comes together beautifully right here in the center. And I've got buttons to turn it off and turn it on. That's pretty cool. So I've got 3 LEDs here, 2 LEDs here, and 3 more right here. And they're gonna come through these holes here, all coming out the back there. However, this is all gonna be hidden. So I need to come in and then come out here with each one. And now I've got the 2 front lights coming in here, and I'll have the 3 side lights all bunched up through here, coming through here. I've drilled holes all the way through here to come out here, and same with the other side. And so I'll have 3 strands coming out here to light all the front. All of these lights were purchased from online, a store called Evan Designs, and they actually gave us an affiliate link that if you use it, you can get a discount if you want to purchase lights too. I found they had a great selection. I have had no issues with any of the lights, and it seems like it's a really great place to start if you're looking to do LEDs for your Warhammer project. The hardest part of all of this and the most nerve-wracking was these wings, because I actually had to drill trenches on the underside. I've got holes straight through here. On the underside, I've got trenches that I then covered up where the wires went, and they all go into here, joining up with all the wires into here and into here. So now I come to one of the most dangerous parts of this customization, is the work I want to do on the wing. This is probably one of the more thinner pieces. It's also the most curved, and if I were to break this, this would be actually really difficult to fix. Right here, I want to put an LED. To do so though, I'm gonna have to drill a hole here and drill a trench for the wire coming up here and then through here. I don't want to break this, and I'm really nervous. I've also custom printed these bits here. A patron redesigned these cockpit doors up here. I really wanted you to be able to see more in here, so I've actually drilled out the 2 viewports here and put a plastic piece in front of it to act as a window so that you can see inside, so the lights, when they're on inside, glow outwards. You can see right here. It was an ambitious project to get all these LEDs in, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed putting them together. And the very next step is to finish painting it. The next video I'm gonna release on this is probably a painting video in conjunction with, I've gotta figure out a flying stand for this. So if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. I'm thinking about a dinner plate sized base. I'm gonna fully model it, it's gonna be cool, and then maybe 4 acrylic rods on it to come up with custom holders to hold the manta, because right now the manta is actually sitting on the underside. There's 4 feet that it's sitting on. So I should be able to make something that holds the entire thing up. But it's gonna be difficult. This thing is heavy, and it weighs probably as much as my middle child. I can't wait to get this thing on the battlefield and actually play some games on it. It's 2,000 points in a regular game of 40K, so we'll have to play some custom games. If you got any suggestions, let me know. Where maybe this thing can take on the Warlord Titan, or perhaps Jerry, or perhaps we play a kill team game on it. This thing is actually bigger than a regular size kill team game. I also really want to get this in Apocalypse game. And I'm thinking later this year for our annual Apocalypse game, might be against Necrons maybe? Face that off? That would be fun. Bring Michael back. I'm excited to finally get to use this. I'm excited for it to be finished and finalized. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. Thank you so much for watching. And until we see you next time, play on.